everyone. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Today is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Yesterday, April 17th, Friday, a potent severe weather system swept across the United States, spawning multiple tornadoes that caused significant structural damage in parts of the Midwest. Preliminary reports indicate at least 20 tornadoes, possibly as many as 25 touchdown, primarily affecting Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri. While damage was widespread, thankfully no fatalities were reported and serious injuries remain minimal. The hardest hit communities were small towns that bore the burst of the strongest twisters. In Ringle, Wisconsin, Marathon County near Wausau, approximately 75 homes sustained damage, with some completely demolished or heavily impacted in residential subdivisions. The tornado, which reportedly began in nearby Cronenwether and moved northward, also downed trees and power lines. Local officials described the scene as catastrophic for the community, with search and rescue teams helping residents who had taken shelter in basements. Nearby Riverside Elementary School received minor damage, and displaced families were sheltered at a local middle school. Just as dramatically, the village of Lena, Illinois, suffered extensive destruction. Homes had roofs ripped off, walls compromised, and debris scattered widely. The high school and elementary school sustained notable structural damage, along with businesses and other buildings. Trees and power lines were downed across the area, prompting authorities to temporarily close the town to non-residents for safety. Other notable impacts included scattered homes and tree damage in Rochester, Minnesota area, near Cedar Rapids and Marion in eastern Iowa, and isolated reports in Missouri. Non-tornadic straight-line winds also contributed to additional power outages and tree damage across the region. I heard there was straight-line winds of about 90 miles an hour. The National Weather Service damage surveys are still underway as of today, April 18th. Early assessments suggest that Ringle tornado produced winds considered to be the strongest, either an F2 around 125 to 135 miles per hour, while the Lena event appeared capable of also an EF2 to possibly an EF3 intensity based on structural impacts. So far in April, the United States has recorded 72 confirmed tornadoes through mid-month as of April 16th. Yeah, the month's not over. This count of tornadoes still puts the activity below long-term averages. Historically, April is one of the peak months for U.S. tornadoes, and according to NOAA and Storm Prediction Center climatology, between 1991 and 2000, the county averages about 182 confirmed tornadoes for the entire month, roughly 6 tornadoes per day on average. Activity typically ramps up in the southern plains and Gulf Coast before spreading northward into the Midwest and Great Plains. Exactly the pattern seen this spring. Earlier in the month, notable events included a multi-day outbreak around April 13th through the 15th that produced around 46 tornadoes, including a low end of an EF3 in Wisconsin, and smaller clusters on April 2nd and other dates. The April 17th event fits the seasonal norm for occasional intense days amid quieter periods. While this outbreak brought dramatic visual and disruptions, the lack of death highlights the value of timely warnings, sturdy sheltering, and community preparedness. Meteorologists note that spring severe weather patterns like this are common though each event serves as a reminder to have a family severe weather plan in place. Damage assessments do continue and power restoration efforts are ongoing in affected areas. The tornado outbreak brought some rain to the affected Midwest areas, but its impact on drought conditions was very limited and mixed. In many spots, it did more to worsen flooding risk than to meaningfully relieve droughts. Rainfall from the storms was generally light to moderate in the tornado affected zones. Northeast Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin, mostly 0.1 to 0.25 inches, with some localized spots reaching 0.5 inches or slightly more. In areas including Iowa, Illinois, and southeastern Wisconsin, scattered thunderstorms added maybe a 0.5 to 2 inches of rain in heavier cells, but totals were highly variable. Many areas saw the rainfall in short, intense bursts rather than steady, soaking rains. These amounts are not enough to produce major drought relief, especially when soils in some places were already saturated from earlier April storms. Places like Milwaukee and Green Bay, Wisconsin, had already shattered April rainfall records by mid-month. Milwaukee with over 8 inches, Green Bay nearing or exceeding 7 to 8 inches in the first half of the month alone, far above the normal of 3.5 inches for the whole month. Much of Wisconsin, northern Illinois, southern Iowa, and parts of Michigan saw 200 to 400% of the normal precipitation in the week leading up to April 17th. This led to major flooding concerns. Elevated river, the Wisconsin River is flooding, saturated soils, and even water rescues in cities like Milwaukee and Chicago suburbs. In short, the areas hit by the tornadoes, Ringle, Wisconsin, Lena, Illinois, Rochester, Minnesota, etc., were mostly in or near regions that were already dealing with too much water, not drought. The extra rain on the 17th mainly added to flash flooding and runoff risk rather than soaking into dry ground. The U.S. Drought Monitor, as of April 14th through the 16th data, showed some reductions in moderate or severe drought categories in those states, thanks to the active weather patterns we've seen lately. Significant drought remains in the high plains, southern plains, southeast, and parts of the northeast. The April 17th storms did not reach far enough west or south to help those in the core drought zones. So I pray that everyone that's watching this video or who has family in that area is all safe. Recovery is going to be really difficult, especially in this time of high inflation. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you.